Welcome back, everybody, to the Twin Chickens podcast. We got me, we got our boy, Albino. It's like he never left. And we got Trey. Trey hasn't been in the Twin Chicken studio yet.
What's up, yo?
So we're about to dive right into it. So first of all, how I like to start the show is I like to show a little clip and kind of get right into it. But before I do that, guys, there is an audio-only versions of the podcast as well. These I do have a podcast with Gilbert where we do Deep Talks podcast, which is a little bit different from this, which Trey was also on as well. And I think that one comes out before this one, which is going to be sweet. In any case, awesome. Tip link is available as well if you guys want to give shout outs or just want any unhelpful advice from us as well. It's also down, open all the time. Anything helps, honestly, guys. We appreciate any donations you guys want to give. In any case, Gilbert, if you want to hit intro there, let's go with this one.
Holy Spirit got into him.
Yeah. Get this.
Happy feet.
Yeah. Straight up. So really quick, guys. Trey, you haven't been to this podcast. This one's a little bit more goofier, and we definitely still hit some notes. But in any case, do you go to church?
Not since I was a kid. Heck no.
Really?
Nope.
When was the last time you went?
Probably when I was 10.
Really?
What was your favorite and least part about going to the church experience?
Waking up early at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning.
Isn't that whack?
Like, bro, I just want to sleep on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then you got school the next day. It's like, man.
It's so whack.
Did you go more than just on Sundays?
Nope, only on Sundays.
Yep.
That's about it.
You went to church pretty regularly, though, right?
When I was really young, it was a lot of nights a week. Mm-hmm. It sucked ass.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it was stupid.
For me, my biggest problem going to church is that you can't hear the pastor. There's too much reverb in I've been to a lot of churches, and I've told you a couple stories, which I will definitely talk about here. But every single time, there's so much reverb that bounces back. I can't hear any of the stories, and I'm like, I thought I was there to like learn a lesson or something. No, I just got woken up. Like, it's time to go. Jesus is looking at you. God's watching you.
Have you been to a black church?
Like a gospel kind of setting, right?
Kind of, when you got like 12 songs going on back to back, and you're like, I just want to sit, and we're still dancing.
Yeah, that's the ones that turn up, right? Yeah.
Like the sermon's already over, but the songs are still carried through.
It's like 2 o'clock, and we still here.
Now this is no, I haven't been. I have been to a lot of churches that were more in like a Christian kind of Catholic kind of setting, but I've never been to one of those churches. Can you tell me basically what the difference is? Because I assume you've been to like a couple, right? Where you kind of like there's difference and you kind of know a little bit.
There's definitely difference. Like with black churches, more they do a lot of music, and then they get into the deep stuff.
Really? So you start off like good energy.
Yep.
The entire time.
Yep. Of course.
Awesome. That's what's up. See, that's the churches I wish I would have gone to, because every church has always been like a very old pastor is like, everybody stand,
so
sit,
dull,
and here's the bread, and it's like, it's still, I haven't had any food. I'm about to pass
exactly.
out. Yeah. Can we wrap this up?
One time I think I drunk the blood of Jesus first. When aren't you supposed to eat the bread first?
I believe the bread and then to wash it out.
Right. So I did that reverse, and everybody looked at me like, he did something.
The non-believer.
Right. like my bad.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus would forgive you, right?
Right, of course.
So isn't that what's interesting? During our COVID time, there's things that like from the church experience that are starting to peak out more. For example, drinking from the same cup should have been like a flag even back in the day, right?
Exactly.
What do you guys think about that? Like, yeah, drinking from the same cup as the pastor would, you know? He's like, backwash, here you go.
I think it's interesting because of the churches I've been to, they've definitely secluded it to like everybody gets their own tiny plastic cups.
Yep.
So I've been to one church mass for a funeral that they had at least the grieving family like drink out of the same cup, I believe. But otherwise, of the other churches that were doing what is that ritual called where you actually like drink or
mass?
No, where you have the in the Baptist church I grew up in, you would only do it like every month or something, where you'd have the blood of Christ and like the cracker.
Really? For us, it's every week.
That wasn't the case for the churches I went to.
Really?
That was interesting.
That is so interesting.
See, I've turned into more spiritual than just going to church.
That's my stuff.
Tell me about your spiritual journey, I guess.
It really began when my mom had Buddhist statues and crosses in the household. So we believed all aspects of religion.
See, that's what's super interesting, man.
That is super. So you got a little bit more of a varied kind of background for religion and just seeing maybe
instead
the
of just looking for one direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. You have to see multiple sides of it.
Yep.
For me, I believe in a higher thing, right? So I believe that there is something more out there. Yep. And to be stuck on, I mean, like, not stuck on, but like it's whatever you're comfortable with, really. And if that's what your comfortability is, by all means. But I told, I think it was Halloween, we were driving after the Smash turn, or not, the little Smash party or whatever.
Yep.
And we were talking about
I was 8-2.
Yeah.
I lost to the 2 best players there.
Yeah.
And I want my
rematch.
I want my rematches.
Oh, they coming. They're definitely coming. But we were talking about like spiritual talks, right?
Okay.
And for me, I think I talked to you about this as well. That whatever you believe in, say if it's Christian, Buddhist, Catholic, whatever.
Yep.
Those either entities start to manifest, and you start to see them as such.
We had a talk like that a few weeks ago, or maybe months ago now. But whatever you start believing and saying and conceptualizing and allowing to like fill in your life and what you hear, what you surround yourself with, that's what you start seeing and believing.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, my mom realized my brother and I had like kind of anger issues, so she told us how to meditate and do all of that stuff.
See, that's something everyone should learn to do. Meditating does so much for your well-being.
Yep.
Wow.
What kind of methods do you were you taught or have taught yourself, I guess, how to meditate?
Like breathing meditation. Meditate in a calm environment, quiet, so you can hear everything around you. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that.
So allowing your focus to maybe travel different places, I suppose, from your breath to your auditory senses and feeling your body, maybe like listening to everything, so you're kind of just focused on just being in the moment.
Yep.
Or something.
Kind of just like how Goku trains. Visual training.
Yep. I use meditation to reach back to a point where I used to be in time. For example, with like drawing or music wise, like I use meditating to put me in a state where like I start to what's it called,
like a state of mind.
Exactly, to get into a correct state of mind and to like move on from there, you know what I mean? Sometimes I get stuck in my own head, and meditating just does so much to open you, like I call it the third eye, but everyone has a different name for it. But I believe in that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Me
Get
too.
yourself in the focused mentality.
Yep.
This is what we got you on here today.
Oh, of course. There we go.
But we
bring in the CBD too.
Exactly. Yeah, you already know. We got what's it called, dragon fruit. Anyway, no, but I believe that I believe I have a third eye. Essentially, the mind of enlightenment, or the eye of enlightenment is what I call it. The third eye, the one that allows you to see your passion, your goal, and to amplify that in a way.
I think everybody has a third eye to a certain aspect, if you believe it or not.
Exactly. And for me, it's with drawing and music. But for you, would you say it's the same thing?
Absolutely. I think to piggyback on that, everybody has it, but in everybody's own individual lives, there's aspects where they've
been
unhealthy.
Yep.
And like don't know that they have it, or haven't.
They don't. I feel like people don't know how to use that certain thing to push them towards what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And people get stuck in ruts by like not allowing themselves to heal or recognize that our bodies are so much more than we expect or know. Because I've recently found in I think it's the Kabbalion, it's like Hermetic philosophy, old Egyptian thing, and it's knowing that.
Speaking of Egyptian, I got the Eye of Horus and Eye of Ra.
Yeah,
that is super cool.
On my
show
wrist.
the camera there. See if we can see it.
I don't think you can, but
Very
you
nice.
get the aspect. Clarice did them.
Oh, very nice.
My
That's
tattoo
awesome.
artist.
I was gonna say he knows Clarice from high school.
Yep.
Oh, that's super cool.
He's got a picture of her.
Her freshman year and my senior year.
It's pretty wild how, like, isn't
That's
that crazy? By the way, he's
Small
the one that
world,
reached
man.
out to us in the podcast on Clarice's thing. He's like,
That's awesome.
I want to
Yeah.
be on that.
Yep.
I'm like, I
Beautiful.
don't just let anyone in here, but like for the fact of like, you know, he knew. Like when I went to go see him. By the way, that was just we clicked right away. I made an appointment with him to go see him in his thing, and we totally clicked. We're super down to earth and chill. My biggest problem is bringing murder in here, and I'm just getting tied up and I'm dead.
I'm kind of like that. Don't worry.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Just a little bit.
I don't know. In any case, yeah, spiritualize.
But yeah, go back to the Egyptian artifacts.
Oh yeah, what I was saying was that there's so much more knowledge that I feel like, at least in my upbringing, it has been almost forced upon me, or at least the idea that we need to seek out other knowledge and not find the knowledge within ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And through my spiritual journey, at least in this past year, has been so significant that I can maybe meditate. I don't do it that often as much as I want to, but allowing things to sit, breathe, and know that things are okay, and be able to change my mental attitude out of a rut that I was in, thinking something very stupid.
Yep.
Whether it was about other people or something. But ultimately finding and knowing that there's truth and understanding inside myself, that I don't have to necessarily seek it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Externally. Well, there are so many beneficial things by asking, conversating through other people.
Right.
When in dire need, you have yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
The self-identity, the one self, it's like people don't really take the time to explore themselves, and that's the biggest thing in society.
Of course.
That's why like people turn to other substances or other things, to my experience, to either run away from a pain, to basically escape it, or to engulf their world
In a codependence, pretty much.
Codependence, yes.
That's why they stay on the exact same thing. They don't know how to get out that rut.
Exactly. But identifying yourself has been my biggest journey, has been going to Mankato.
And allowing yourself to be uncomfortable, because through growth, you're going to have something different, because if it's something different, you will experience like the uncomfortableness, and it's growing from that.
And if it's something you want to do, you have to get out that comfort zone.
Yep.
Absolutely.
My biggest thing has been, I've always grown much more as a person after breakups. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but after breakups, I become a totally different person.
I think I learned more from a breakup more than anything.
Definitely. You just can sit back, and I mean, while you have a bunch of emotions through the next like corresponding months, at least from my experiences, you get to delve into like your own character and see that, oh, this is kind of who I was and where I was at, but I can do better now.
Yeah, isn't that what's crazy? To me, that's the biggest thing about growth. But people don't take the time to do that, to reflect on themselves, to meditate, you know what I mean? And to actually center themselves, to not rely on other things to basically get them to be comfortable. You know, it's getting to be uncomfortable. I think I read a quote about this, but being uncomfortable is one of the best things you could do for yourself. Conquering fear, conquering insecurities, conquering all this stuff is putting yourself in those environments to overcome those things, to become more, to challenge yourself as a person. Because we don't just do that normally on a day-to-day basis.
Another thing my mom told us was to have positive thoughts about anything.
Would you elaborate on that?
Like, just have a positive thought throughout the day, or anything you try to do in life.
Keeping a good attitude towards like anything, whether it's like some shitty situation where maybe somebody stole my wallet, at least in a mindset that like, you know, it might come back, or I'll still have money.
Speaking of stealing things,
pretty whack.
Yeah, it's hella whack.
You just brought up earlier before we started the podcast, dude. Trey here just got his Switch and PS. Which PS was it? PS5 stolen.
The rarest item in stores, or not in stores, the rarest item in the planet right now is a PS5.
Bro, the PlayStation 5. That's so hard to.
What?
That's so hard to replace. One of the hardest things to replace is a game system. Other than a small game system like the Switch, that's easy to replace.
Right.
But anything else like a PlayStation 5, I gotta go back on StockX.
Yeah.
Pay $800.
Yep.
Which I might not do.
That's the thing. Once you go through all the trouble of doing that, to do it again, Jesus Christ.
Right.
It's insane.
It's tragic.
Dude.
Just even hear that and conceptualize.
Yeah. So this goes out to the people that stole Trey's Switch and PS5.
Bring it back, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Or come meet us at this place, and then we'll have a nice talk. Or whatever.
Yeah. Meet you in a dark alley.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Thing like that. And that's what we were just talking about this in the Deep Talks podcast. But like, what would you in your apartment? are there things, or in your house I should say, are there things that like you could never live without? Like, I need this.
Man, that's a lot of stuff. But the one thing I'll probably grab is my cat Hershey.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Because you can't replace an animal or a person.
You can't. But why specifically your cat?
Well, because she was abandoned like 5 years ago, and she grown attached to me.
Right.
Like, we grown attached to each other.
So she knows you very well. Or like, she waits for you, but like she knows your movements. She knows that you're there. But was your cat was home when the burglars were there.
I mean, maybe.
What does that mean? Did she just dipped out or what?
No, she was there, but she gets scared when there's nobody else she knows.
That's interesting.
But also, it makes sense though. Like, we can have inanimate objects and memories with them, but life of itself is sacred, and so to be able to have that and keep it safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I'm not home right now, so when I get home, she's gonna be at the door, just sitting,
waiting for you. Dang.
Yep.
That's what's up. See, I've been in this apartment for like a very long time now, by myself, and I thought about getting a corgi. I'm watching Cowboy Bebop, getting ready for.
I always, what's that small little dog?
Yeah.
I can't think of the name now. It's gonna bug me.
Wiener dog?
Oh heck no.
Yeah.
I wanted a golden retriever.
Oh yeah.
And I can't think of the other dog.
Were we driving one day and you told me that there was a dog on the side of the road that like look not scrappy but like has like a bunch of hairs, like a really small one. And it's just like
a Yorkshire.
No, I remember it now.
Yeah.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah, Shiba Inu. Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted one of those.
Those are cute as hell. By the way, stock up. Shiba Inu is not going up anymore. It's actually dead.
Good thing I never did that.
Yeah, I tried and immediately lost like $50.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean it's fine, but I'm like, everyone's like, it's going up, and I'm like, all right. Nope, it went straight down. Take time in the markets. In any case, yeah, dogs, man. I like the idea of like having something to take care of, because I have a lot of love to give, and I like to give it to other things and other people. You know what I mean? But it's like, a dog is gonna love you no matter what. You know what I mean?
Same with any animal.
Exactly.
And I actually had my ex babysit her yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, because she knows her too.
Oh, okay, so she's comfortable.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Just in case anything creepy happens.
Yeah. Anything out of the ordinary. What for you, man? What if you dogs care about them? Does it help you?
I guess I really enjoy being able to see other people's animals. Right now, I'm not in a place where I want to own one, but I do love dogs and cats, both pretty much equally. Right. But dogs are a handful at times. Yeah. Definitely a bit of a handful. I'd need my own space and place and whatnot. I feel like a cat would be a little bit more of my vibe for at least a couple years.
Absolutely, because they kind of do their own thing and they'll come up to you eventually, but they still go out and do their own thing.
Yep. Yeah. But Hershey, she's like 6 o'clock in the morning, like a little baby, wants some food. Like, bro, man, let me get some sleep.
She scratched at her ball and make noises?
No, she meows.
I'm
like, bro.
Loud.
With my ex-girlfriend, I remember that cat would like, I'm allergic to cats, but somehow that cat didn't have so much of dander or whatever, so it would come and sit in my face as I'm sleeping. And that was the real test. I didn't sniff nothing. I knocked out, and it felt like I grew a bond with this cat. But yeah, every once in a while, we closed the door because we wanted our own privacy, and the cat was there, but she would like claw
the door. Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? So I would let her out, and then I'd close the door, and then she would, come back and claw it again to get in. I'm like, I just let you out.
At that point, I just let the cat stay in the room.
Yeah. And then and sometimes I would just even leave the door open just like a little bit, like a little 45-degree angle, and it'll come and it'll close the door. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And me and my ex are just like sleeping in the bed, and here's this cat just like
closing the door.
What is this?
Little animal.
Yeah, little mischievous creatures. Anyway, let's go back to this. Can we hit the cam group? We got other clips to go into. Let's try church. And we were just on the topic of churches. That one. Dang.
wig might fall off, man.
I don't know. Maybe. But what do you? Okay, have you been to one of those? We were just talking about that, but like
that's definitely a black church right there.
So what's the? Obviously, we were just talking about like the vibe, but like, what do you get? Do you get like so much more out of it than like any other church, like a Catholic one or like a Christian one? Because when I went to Christian ones, it was more of like it was more deep delved into like this spiritualness and like this very calm, laid back thing that you felt at peace. You know what I mean? But there, bring the Doritos. You know what I mean? Let's go.
You were invited to the cookout.
Yeah. What was your experience though? One of those.
I don't remember, other than I wanted to go home. Because sometimes when I go to church, I'd be like, that's not true. Or you could believe anything else.
Really?
Or sometimes I would listen.
But you're just
and
there
sometimes
for that
the light would shine on me. So I'm like, is that a sign?
Oh, because they have like one of those rotating ones?
No, just this light from the sun.
Oh, interesting.
And lately, speaking of signs,
yeah,
I think like God or Jesus talking to me, because always I've been like, I go on the bus and I always see these, you can do it. He's watching you.
Like,
or like pamphlets of churches. Oh,
I know what you mean. I just like, I don't know why, like Rob Schneider from, those Adam Sandler movies?
Yep.
You can do it! Bite his fucking head off! Or some shit. Sorry, I don't know why like that like really came into my head.
Then Shia LaBeouf steps in and says, just do it!
Yeah. Oh, you're saying you're starting to see signs of something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe in signs.
And then what do you, same as me, but what is that, are you trying to achieve a goal? Are you trying to move towards something? Or what do you see as that kind of stuff,
Probably push myself to be like actually get up and be a pro athlete.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the Deep Talks podcast. Coaching.
Yep.
Coaching. So that's what you do.
Yep.
That's very cool. How long have you been pursuing that?
I started coaching at my old middle school in 2015.
Oh, that's cool.
Highland Park, and I won.
Yeah.
I won conference championship my first year.
What was maybe like one of the first moments that you felt yourself that this was like the direction you wanted to take? Was there like somebody you were able to help and you saw that and were able to reflect and have
like being a role model?
Yeah.
Because they all like how I coach them, because I interact with them.
You make it personal.
Exactly. And teach them and coach them at the same time.
That's what's up. So, but coaching is mainly would you say that's like a calling in life for you then? That's what you want to do. It's what you want to be.
Yep. More like being a role model.
Right. You could do it. You're starting to see signs manifesting in that way. And that's something we talked about before. Self-manifestation. Do you believe in that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because I used to suck at basketball. And I was a great bowler. And then I got boring at bowling. And then I just took up basketball and started training it.
Now, what do you believe? Do you believe that someone could just... Self-manifestation, I always thought about it as like, you could just think it. You could write it down. You don't have to act on it, but it'll happen. Do you believe in that, or do you believe in actually putting in that work to achieve a result?
Well, you can do both, but if you...
I want to maybe step in here and see like how much you put in is what you get out.
Yep, that too.
So, in a sense that you can think about it, that energy will be there, but maybe by thinking about it, you might write something down. And by putting a little bit more effort to it, you kind of have those affirmations of, oh, I can do this. I'm confident. I'm going to be a good person. I don't know, whatever it is you want to achieve.
Right.
And then by having that affirmation, maybe inspires you and you start thinking about it more. And maybe in my own personal experience, if I write down I'm a good piano player or something, I'm going to practice more. That inspires me to maybe do that, spend more hours doing it. And then it just keeps revolving and is a very spherical.
Yes. Very, what's it called? Tight. As in like your world now revolves around this.
Yep.
Stuff.
But same thing, if you don't act on it, you won't get anything out of it.
Nothing. And that's what I thought like manifestation was. You just think about it, you write about it, but you don't act on any of those things.
Right, and the action is a very important part though.
Yep, that could be also like depression. If you don't act on it. Yep.
Yeah. And that's a pretty. See, I always thought that there was like a connection there, because the idea of your mind is blocked. And this is something that I was talking about, going back all the way back to the beginning of this podcast, the third eye. Back when I didn't have it, but like I went through like the toughest time in my life in COVID period last year, where I was going through terrible things, and it wasn't like so much depression. It was just more of like I just couldn't get my life. Nothing was clicking. Things were just like all over the place, and my third eye, the idea that I could see perspective, shapes, and understand my world a lot more.
Basically, you could see what you wanted to do, but you weren't acting on it. What you wanted.
I couldn't. It was blocked off. As in, like, you know how like it's actually reflected on the mask here, on the main thing. It's like someone just like put like a little last little line on there. And it's not until later that we actually started talking and like getting my head in the right space that things started to open up. And then when I started drawing again, it really like opened my third eye again, as in like I can start to see what I'm supposed to do and how to do them in relation to my projects, kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I could understand things much more cohesively. And even now with music, I got my mind blown with just like basically playing in a band again, but like understanding different rhythms and melodies, and producing music has like been another thing as well. Like right now I feel like it's at its highest frequency, if that makes sense. But before that time where I just couldn't see anything.
Same with sports.
Yeah,
if you know how to stop somebody from going to their strengths, you can stop them. You can point them to their weaknesses.
See, this is why we got him in here.
And how do you like addressing that? Like, I was recently in the past couple of weeks like learning more about like chakras and energy and stuff, and what it means to actually clear them and to address and focus on, not necessarily focus on the negative, but address like what your fears are and the other elements that lead to blockages. So when it comes to like sports or coaching, how do you find a nice technique of
how to get the kids out their strength?
Yeah,
I would purposely point them to their weaknesses and help them teach on it.
Yeah,
grow on it.
Do you have an example you can share with us?
Like if somebody's their strength is their only right hand, I would force them to do left-handed dribbles, left-handed layups, shots, etc.
Because no one is perfect in any kind of thing, and there's always room for improvement. When I was taking that art class, I think I told you about online, where it's like learning to draw, whatever. The class sucked. It was a beginning class for learning how to draw what's it called, manga characters, or just like in this kind of manga Japanese setting. The class was terrible, but I got one of the best life advices in my entire life, which is what you just said. Focus on your weaknesses. Don't focus on your strengths, because you're already good at those things. You're never going to improve. What you just said is exactly right.
And if you study like game film, you could study an opponent. Same way how you can work on it on your game. Right.
To understand moves, different things. And my biggest philosophy in life right now is, if there's something you want to do, find someone that's already doing it and deconstruct the shit out of it. That's the way I've been doing everything right now. Obviously, no one's perfect, but to each their own, as it were. Right. Oh, and thing about chakras, going back to that, we talked about this before. Avatar, The Last Airbender, has one of the best metaphors of chakra explanations in a kids show.
Yeah.
In a kids show.
I think it's the last episode of the second season.
It's one of the best explanations of what chakra is.
I have to rewatch that.
It's phenomenal.
Man.
I watch it every once in a while, and it's great. Like, you can watch it on YouTube, and it's insane how simple and incredibly detailed it is. And that's meditation.
Especially for a cartoon. You would think that would be an anime.
Yeah. That's what's crazy. That's I know it's good, man. That's I know it's good. Are you guys excited for the live action series that's coming up?
I'm concerned. I was recently told that
Avatar?
Avatar The Last Airbender live action. The original, you know how they made a movie about it and the original creators weren't part of it?
Yeah, the movie was terrible.
They were part of this project and recently left the project. And I'm concerned about that.
For some reasons. But at the same time, it's a 50-50 toss-up. Just because if the creators were there, I believe the show could be amazing. Because you're right, the vision is there. But if someone that loves the show, loves the film, loves whatever, like everything about it, and they come in, they would have a similar background and would add not their taste to it, but respect as much as the original material as possible. It's a toss-up, honestly.
I would hope that it's just good. You know, like, I would hope that it would be like the best of the best for the sake of continuity with the original creators. But because of that, they left.
It's concerning.
It's concerning, but hopefully it's almost as good, or if not better. I mean, hopes to it being that much better.
Hopefully it's not as terrible as the Dragon Ball Evolution crap.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like, bring Goku to high school. Like, what? He never even know what school is.
No offense to the actors, but that was ridiculous.
That was so terrible. I was so excited, and then you watch it, it's like the storyline don't even connect with the anime.
It's
like
completely its own thing.
It's
and
like,
I think
bruh,
that was for the best, because I mean, I always believe this too. Even if it's a work fictional material that you like Dragon Ball Evolution, I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball is one of my favorite animes of all time.
Yep.
And even if that movie sucks, because it does, like Evolution, you still have the original material to go back to. The reason why we love those things, you know.
Right, and maybe the Evolution, Dragon Ball Evolution, was just to set your mind at ease. It's a fan fiction,
right?
Not even
that should never go back to live action again.
Yeah, I mean, there are ways to do it, but I mean, when you're talking about translating anime to live action, I think, to me, Ghost in the Shell is one of the best adaptations that have ever come out with Scarlett Johansson. That to me is phenomenal.
That's my girlfriend. She doesn't know it yet.
There you go. You don't know it yet. I love it.
Keyword yet.
Yeah, but that's the one where, like,
can we get the camera on me?
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, you're gonna be my girlfriend.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like,
someday.
This is what I'm saying, though. Even if it's not the original directors or the original people that made that, there is still a vision. Someone that has a vision to come in and put that work. Like, even Dune. It's not anime. But like Dune.
Dude, I like Dune.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve brought his own take into it.
Speaking of, Zendaya.
Oh.
What? Oh, Zendaya. Yeah. I'm taking you from Tom Holland.
Yeah. In any case, Dune was high concept, and like, you need a mind that can understand scope, cinematic.
Yep. Here's another perspective. Like, it won't be the original thought that in our conception of when we were doing other videos about we take an idea and do our own renditions of recording and edit them ourselves. Mm-hmm. What if we just take a painting, for example, or a sketch out of a sketchbook?
Yeah.
I fill out half of it, and I post a teaser online saying, "Hey, I'm working on this art piece about like good habits or something."
Right.
And I don't finish it. I let somebody else finish it. It's not the rest of my idea, but somebody else finished it. So hopefully they would take it to the best of their abilities. While it can still be good, it won't be my idea or concept. So like, there's still good and bad. It's just different avenues of how people, I guess, flourish or express what they're trying to put out.
And it's difficult because when you're doing that, you're taking your creation and somebody else wants to finish.
Speaking of a different creation, Star Wars.
Yep.
That's a great example, because I think they rushed 7, 8, 9.
Yep, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 7 being my favorite one of them all. Like that one, I was following the production of it. It's the first time I get to follow production and watch Star Wars as like it's being made. And then when it got made, you know that feeling in the theater,
dude.
Everyone's showing up, blow it up, man. That one was amazing. And I even liked Last Jedi. Last Jedi has some faults, but Rise of Skywalker, and you're one of the few people that we talked about this, that you liked that movie, and that's totally fine. And we were talking
cried.
Exactly.
Opening night.
Exactly. And this is the huge thing about our day and age. Everyone has a right for their opinion. Music, movies, and art in general, it's art. It's all subjective. You know what I mean? And for me, I haven't met anyone that's liked those movies. I know why people would like them, but his perspective is really nice, and actually, I want to hear it again.
I don't remember what my perspective was.
For the last, what's it called? Rise of Skywalker. Why you liked it?
Why? I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, no, you said that you liked the action in it. That you liked that it felt like an adventure movie. Like an actual adventure.
Oh, yeah. And they brought back Palpatine.
Yeah. Which in this, and for me, I'm like, dude, how does this work? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I couldn't understand.
The only reason why they brought back Palpatine was because they killed off Snoke.
Yeah. Which, as we said, that should have been the main villain.
Yep, he should have been the main villain.
I think I'm not terribly into Star Wars, but I find that different people have different purposes for liking things, and it's fun to see it in my friends and family, I guess. One of my good friends, he loves it purely for the Star Wars, like lightsaber battles.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my cousin adores it, not only for the fight scenes, but the lore itself. He'll get lost in just the concept of the time signatures, I guess, of like how things fit together.
Yep, because there's, besides the movies, there's an entire, I mean, it's been years. It's been it feels like a millennia of just Star Wars lore that just keeps getting added.
Before George Lucas bought it, there was the Legends books.
Yeah.
And they were just books.
And I believe George Lucas was inspired by Dune, talking about that one. And just the high concept of it. Because obviously you watch Dune and there's like, oh, there's a lot of Star Wars things in here. But it's because Dune came out first and he was inspired by that. Anyway.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Rewatch Dune. There's someone you need. There's visions.
There is a lot of Star Wars references in Dune.
Or references from Star Wars from Dune. Wait. Yeah, other way. Whatever.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I hated how they messed up Finn's character so bad.
That's my biggest gripe. And obviously you didn't watch Rise of Skywalker, which to me...
The most recent one?
Yeah.
Probably not.
They messed up Finn so bad. He was supposed, because they let it in Force Awakens, they let it show he was going to be the main character with Rey.
Yep.
He was going to be the first stormtrooper to be a Jedi,
which is an insane
and concept. Then they just completely cut it out, made him like a side character.
They nerfed him completely, and that was my biggest thing. Like, Finn had so much potential to be so much more, and they nerfed him. And then there was just the structure of it. It's all about going back to the main thing of why those movies didn't succeed as much as they could have, and didn't hit with all the fans. Roadmap. They need a plan.
They rushed it out.
Let's go as a lesson for you.
Get it, and out. But they did a good thing with Mandalorian and
was one of my favorite
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Season 7.
Season 7 brought it back. Brought everything back. So, Star Wars talk. Anyway, I know that's not your thing.
He's over here like, I don't know how to jump in.
That burger felt really good.
Conceptualizing, I've heard a lot of good things about like the Mandalorian and things.
Mandalorian is a masterpiece.
But I was going to add on, kind of not necessarily jumping topics, but to keep the concept of not rushing things. I love it when there's video game companies, and I'm trying to think of a good example right now, but there was a few that I had pre-ordered. They didn't come out until months later after the release date, and there were so many fans, and even like some GTA stuff.
Yeah.
They wouldn't release it on date because they weren't satisfied with it.
Yeah.
But ultimately waiting until it was ready was the right call. And
I think the most recent one I can think of was Cyberpunk 2017.
Yeah, they did something with Cyberpunk and
they rushed it.
Delayed it.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, I think
they rushed it and then they removed it off the platforms
because they put it in there and they're like, it's buggy as shit.
That's something 2K would never do. Speaking of 2K, you need to listen to your fans' visual concepts.
Well, and just in general, those the games for me of sports games, me and Gilbert have always been fans of FIFA. That's always been our game. I never got into Madden or basketball, ever. I just never could play them. But in terms of like games, I feel like they're lacking in some ways, and a lot
they don't have any competitors anymore.
Yeah, someone to really push you in there, That's pretty wild.
Also, it's the fans that make especially for competitive like online gaming, it's really the feedback from the fans is how they develop and grow. I haven't really played many sports competitive games, but if you know CSGO, I was into that for a while, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And it was just interesting talking. Well, I played for a few years, but hearing old fans that were like 20-year fans and who have been playing for 20 plus years or whenever the original Counter-Strikes came out.
Right.
And so it's just the feedback of how much they like things. And now there's dumb things that Lord Gaben pushes out because he owns Steam and stuff. But
of course,
regardless, it's over the course of time, people being like, nah, this is the shit aspect of it, but this is what people really like, so they focused on that and would bring things back, like I guess certain game modes, it would just like keep showing up.
That's one thing 2K doesn't do. They never listen to their community. They just do their own thing.
And it's imperative to listen to the community, otherwise
exactly no one's gonna play your game.
But the thing about, I feel like if 2K listen to the community, it'll be a much better game, because you don't need VC to buy everything now.
Right.
It's like, it's a video game. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm in it to win.
You need VC to buy clothes, to buy shoes, to buy hats, to get tattoos. Like, come on, really man. They just doing too much. Exactly.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy in and of itself.
Same with Fortnite.
Yeah.
But Fortnite isn't play to win like 2K is.
Yeah. Is 2K involved with EA Sports?
Nope, they're a different company.
Okay.
EA Sports is Electronic Arts.
Yes, because I know for Battlefront, I believe 2, which in concept was just crazy. But, I mean, it had a lot of potential, but microtransactions is what killed the whole game. What made everyone upset, that I really have to pay to even unlock the basic of basic things.
Exactly.
It started a riot.
They shouldn't make Battlefront 3 at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I hope so.
I mean, I'm down for the another Star Wars game with the what's it called?
Well, they're making Fallen Order 2.
Fallen Order 2. Yeah, I'm down for that because Fallen Order has one of the best Star Wars mechanics and just story and everything. It really makes you feel like you're a Jedi. Honestly, it kills it. It's one of my favorite Star Wars games of all time.
I played a little bit of that. It was interesting.
It's great. Yeah, they had that guy. I forget the guy from not Riverdale. It was one of the guys. Whatever.
From Gotham.
Thank you.
He's the actor.
Yes. Cameron something. In any case, that guy kills it in the whole thing. I really feel like the desperation of the last Jedi in the galaxy, or in that kind of hope of like, we gotta get this cube, and then the end, spoilers, Darth Vader.
That my was man.
Pinnacle Darth
That's
Vader.
My dude. I got him on my wrist.
Yep. Darth Vader, man. That really made you feel like this is an unstoppable force of nature.
Speaking of Darth Vader, let's go back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Anakin could have been the best Jedi Master ever.
Yep.
But they just never listened to him.
Yeah.
Just like manifesting in what your thoughts are.
Well, just like someone holding you back for different reasons could like really mess with your mind, you know? Like if, for example, for you playing piano, if someone said, you're not ready yet, don't touch the piano. But you're like, I'm ready. I want to learn. I want to try. And they're like, no, you got to read the books first. Like, learn how to, like, what the keys are. Learn how to turn it on, what the pedals do. But you're like, but it's right in front of me. I could do it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that drive you insane?
I think, in a sense, now that you say that, it's really interesting to think about that. Because I was definitely told you need to, like, when I first touched the piano, I think it was within a week or two, they were like, oh, hey, you should do piano lessons. But I hated lessons, and my parents forced me to do that for the next 12 years.
Yep.
Hated it every fucking minute.
Yeah.
Just like when people don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
But allowing yourself to explore these concepts or things when it's under your own free will is something more beautiful, and you actually learn from it. But being held back by other people's judgment.
Oh, that thing sucks. It's like you have no control over that.
Right, and I think it's also important to recognize that we allow other people's opinions in our minds a lot. And that's something I'm getting over too.
Yep.
Especially the past
all the
2
time.
months. Like, when somebody says something, it can sit there and take up that headspace where, why am I even concerned about what they think when I should be concerned about what's best for
myself? Yep.
There was a book, I forget what it is, but it's a theory of not giving a shit. And I forget what I'm totally
the substitute of not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
That book.
Amazing. So essentially, it's how to take these things that bog us every day. The insecurities, the judgments, the looks. I mean, for females, that's one thing. For males, it's another, obviously. But this book is so broad in a way that it can relate to anybody. But the idea of like someone saying that you're not shit, having that like not affect you in such a, I mean, you should hear those things at some point, so you can like, oh, I am like ego trip.
Yep.
But then to grow from that, you know what I mean? But I believe the book is trying to hit those notes of like, you should take this and not let it affect you in such a negative way. Learn from it, grow from it.
Yep, that's another thing my mom taught us. Don't care about others' opinions.
Yep. Because why would you care about someone who you don't know?
And to jump back to the Star Wars conversation, what do you think would happen, or how that would have affected Anakin if he hadn't been affected by the opinions of the council?
The Jedi Council.
I mean, that's the prophecy right there. He was meant to bring order to the Force and everything, and he did, but much later.
Did to a certain extent, but he went to the dark side because of Palpatine.
Yeah,
he's the one who actually listened to him. Was like, oh, yeah, he's listening to me. I should go with him.
Because he felt comfortable. That he was listened to more.
And that's
affirmed.
The crazy thing about it. When you have someone that's like someone as strong or just in power, if that makes sense, being finally heard by someone who's manipulative is a very dangerous thing.
He was the emperor and the council for the Jedi Jedi. It's like, how did y'all allow this to happen?
That's pretty whack. Yoda was just like, something's happening. Oh wait, I should say
Yoda didn't. Something amiss. Yoda didn't realize it until a certain aspect. Until he lost almost everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the biggest tragedies. And I think Clone Wars Season 7 really does a bang up job of like getting you back into it.
Dude.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Oh, I should have mentioned we are actually about to run out of time. So first of all, let's wrap up real quick and then we'll play the last clip. Trey, thank you for coming in. What did you think about this? This is a little bit different from the Deep Toss podcast, but
it kind of turned into Deep Talks.
Yeah, it does have some Deep Toss things in it. This is kind of like everything kind of goes in this one. But thank you for coming, man. This is just a fun thing to do, man. I appreciate you coming in and sharing your life in this kind of way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been incredible to be able to talk to you and share some fun experiences and ideas.
For sure.
Yeah. Let's go to the TC Cam group, the last one there, and let's roll out the out. Actually, let's do Bear. I think Bear would be great. Yeah, that one.
This man riding a bear.
Tasladanya.
Only shit in Russia you see.
Yeah, honestly. All right, guys. Bye-bye. See you later. Adios.